The magic of the cup lives on, but as Potter lost his wand.
Evening, Tate.
Evening, Jack. How are we?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Thank you very much.
Good.
Lovely weekend.
Yeah, nice, chilled one.
Into the round 4 of the FA Cup.
Yep. Yeah, we got through the mighty Spurs.
Yeah, this is the first time the Arsenal are running the bunker. So,
Yes, yeah, it could be
do,
first and last.
Do forgive me. The time is now 7:20, so we're about 45 minutes later. If I'm a bit distracted.
Yeah.
That might be why.
They've just announced the teams, haven't they, as well?
Yes.
Arsenal side, so
look quite strong.
bit of a mixed bag, but yeah, pretty strong considering you're playing League One Oxford.
We'll see. The 14-time winners need to reclaim their crown. Talking about former winner, that leads us in nicely to the teaser. Which former Premier League winners have been to 4 finals but only lifted the FA Cup once? Do you want me to repeat that?
Go on, yeah. For the listeners.
Which former Premier League winner has been to 4 finals but only lifted the FA Cup once?
It's a player.
No, former Premier League winner. Sorry,
Okay.
it's a club.
team.
Sorry,
Yeah, okay.
Should
No,
be
all good.
more
Alright.
specific on that.
Go on.
So this episode, listeners, we're going to talk about preview for the Man United Man City game, Tottenham Arsenal game, and a look ahead to some of the Premier League fixtures. Within that, we'll talk about other clubs, Chelsea, Everton, and what's happened in the last week, because there's been so much. The FA Cup.
Yeah, it has been like we were saying before, but it's just a bit like as this week has felt like 2 or 3 games each. It's been a bit chaotic, but yeah, like you said, we'll mention sort of go off on little bits here and there, and obviously bring up the FA Cup, and yeah, hopefully it all makes sense.
Yeah, 'cause since our last pod, there was a midweek game, and there was an FA Cup game. So
and Chelsea have still got to play Fulham this week.
Yeah.
In terms of that last round of fixtures, so yeah.
And I didn't realise there's a League Cup tomorrow.
Yeah, and yeah, there's a League Cup this week. Yeah, it's a bit chaotic, but.
So let's start with the Manchester derby and Manchester United versus Man City. It's on Saturday, is it?
Yes.
Let me just double check my notes.
Yeah. Saturday.
Saturday, 12:30. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, midday.
Lovely stuff. Get back from my run. Ready for the
big one.
The
yeah.
big derby. Both teams bang on form.
Yeah.
Manchester United looking great.
Yeah, last 4 games, two of the best really.
And United have quietly gone about their business and got themselves into the top 4.
Yeah, they've sort of, like you said, quietly gone under the radar, and suddenly, I'd say they're probably in a commanding position for the top 4, like the 4th position. I know they play City, but that game in hand as such, and they're probably 2 points ahead of us. Tottenham in 5th. Yeah, they in a commanding position, like I said.
Since the Christmas break, they've come out all guns blazing. Really, Rashford has hit probably the form of his life. He's the first United player to score in 7 consecutive home games since Rooney did it in 2012.
Bloody hell.
13 goals for the season now, 7 in the Prem. He's just on a different level to players at the moment.
Yeah, he's taking a bit more responsibility. He's possibly with Ronaldo finally going, and think of whatever you like about Ronaldo and whether he should have stayed or gone, but yeah, maybe that's just a big pressure off all their players, whoever they might have been, and Rashford's taken lead role and is scoring lots of goals, isn't he? Doing well.
I mean, they have played on paper an easier. The last 4 or 5 games have been not challenge, not how should we say it, top half teams.
Yeah, they're games that they should win, and like you said, after the World Cup break, they've come back, played Forest, Wolves, and Bournemouth, and obviously got 3 wins. And yes, they should beat them, but like we would say, you actually still got to beat that side in front of you, and they've done that.
And within them,
very well.
They've also played Burnley in the Cup and Everton in the Cup,
and won all them as well.
Won all them. I think Rashford scored in pretty much every game.
Yeah.
But this is their real big test against Man City at home, who they actually have a good. Well, under Solskjaer, they had a really good record against City, but they got was it back in October? Was it? They got absolutely spanked by City. Was it 6-3? 6-3, but it was.
Yeah, it felt like 6-0.
It was 6-1 like the 90th minute.
It was a demolition, wasn't it? It was bad. But yeah, I've got here last Manchester United win at home against City was March 2020. 2-0. That man Martial and McTominay
Yeah.
Sorry, I was about to say McSauce, but McTominay scored.
Is that when he scored from like just under the halfway line? Edison came out, I think, and Edison kicked it straight to him. And
possibly I saw it was like 95th minute or something ridiculous.
That's
It was that goal.
It was just before lockdown, I think, and they.
Because like you said, with Solskjaer, they were doing not like regardless of the other games, but against City they were quite competitive, and like you said, most recent one 6-3 was just absolutely tore apart when Haaland and Foden ripped them to pieces.
Yeah, and you think with United playing well, they have really got to try. And it looks like they've, like you said, with Ronaldo going, the players have got this new sense of. They've stepped up to the plate now. They haven't got this shadow leaning.
Yeah, they haven't got a massive ego. One of the world's greatest players in their dressing room.
They're buying into a manager who clearly seems to know what he's doing. He's got his team set. So when you, I think what Solskjaer struggled with, and Rangnick, and they had all these players. They had 30 players. No one knew their best lineup.
No.
Now you could probably name who their starting lineup's going to be on Saturday.
And that's similar to what I want to say, but Ten Hag's last few weeks in particular, but has found a few players that he trusts, and of it, like you're saying, he has his best side, and if it involves 2, 3, 4 of those players, he knows that's his best team. Like I've got here, he's played Shaw and Wan-Bissaka the last 3 games. Both started the last 2 games, sorry. So obviously at the minute he likes Shaw. Shaw's played centre half, I think, instead of that idiot Maguire. And whether you like Wan-Bissaka or not, but
coming from the dark, isn't he? He's stuck.
He's come out of nowhere and he's starting to play well, and he's one of those that should we get rid of him? Do we keep him? Do we sell him? But maybe again from the break and without certain players in the squad, they've gone right. No, sod it. I'm going to make a claim, and that's what they're doing.
Varane's playing well. I imagine that Martinez will come straight back in.
Yeah.
And then Shaw go back out to left back.
Possibly, yeah. That would make sense. But
I put a note here. Casemiro has really started to take control of that midfield and start relaying his Real Madrid performances he's been putting in with Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes flanking either side, and then the front three of was it Rashford, Antony, and Martial. I mean,
yeah, I don't know about Antony. He's gone under everyone sort of ignored how poor he is, I think, but
he's got one of them faces that he looks so irritating. Like he's got. I've got a big thing about just horrendous tattoos, invisible horrendous tattoos. So you can't see him.
Unnecessary.
Like he hasn't got like patient. I got something written across his throat, like just like a.
Just not needed.
He just looks awful.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He looks horrific, and what does someone call it? Someone called him a fidget spinner, basically.
When he does his little twizzle.
He's not for me. But I don't know. His stats, like his goals to game ratio, is pretty decent for United so far.
Again, though, maybe he's one of those that Ten Hag has obviously brought in.
He knows
trusts him. He knows him, and he plays consistently. And like ultimately, people might not like him, but to be a successful, good side, you need a consistent team and 11 players. And maybe he's just part of that. And we know very little to what Ten Hag knows, but he's part of that front three that are working well at the minute.
Talking about front three. So I've got a funny note here. So we spoke about it in the summer about how United were going through the whole world market to try to find a striker, and they landed on Marko Arnautovic.
Oh, have you seen who they're going?
So January we go around. It's like they're playing FIFA. You only go on the scout and you can go select
who's in form.
Age. Let's select loan.
Yeah.
What's he good at? Heading.
yeah.
Tall.
Send your scout out for 3 months.
Weghorst. Or however you pronounce it.
Disgraceful.
Like, maybe he's doing alright at Besiktas now, but
what? Where?
Like
they're trying to loan a loan. They're trying to loan a loan.
Yeah, like I think obviously they can use their power and do it. Is it because he's Dutch and Ten Hag knows him, or
he can talk the same language?
Like it just reminds me of. So obviously it was what do you call it? I lost his name. Arnautovic, and then before that it was Ighalo.
Yeah, when they actually got Ighalo. Yeah.
What's happening? Like they're the biggest club in the world, biggest club in England. Surely you can Surely you should have the best scouts in the world to find someone. I mean, I heard rumours about Olivier Giroud, so surely you can't get the Giroud merry-go-round going again.
Surely not. Yeah, I saw that. But of course, Weghorst. They're talking on Sky. You don't know. You take it with a pinch of salt, I guess. But according to the sources, whatever, of course his head is turned. He wants to come to United tomorrow, but there's, like I said about the loan, and there's different reasons that it probably won't happen. But yeah, Weghorst, fucking, excuse my French. Yeah, of course he's going to jump at a chance to join Man United. Why wouldn't you?
Same as a Garlo, same as an Alves would have.
You're at Besiktas with a Dele Alli that they want to bin off. Like, it's, mental.
I think he's like 30 now. Like, he's got like probably 3 years left. He's obviously he's playing in Besiktas. He's obviously not the top of his game anymore.
No, he's obviously not one.
And if you get the chance to go to United, you're going to grab that with
and if you
both hands.
Sit on the bench for a season and a half, 2 seasons, who cares? Like, you'd rather sit on the bench there than play here and there at Besiktas or play here and there at Burnley. So, yeah. It's
a mad one. I can't
ridiculous.
get my head around it. Like it could be a really good. It could be a really schneid. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Really schneid.
For 6 months,
it
might be brilliant, but I can't see it.
I just can't see how the biggest club in the world have this whole massive scouting network, and that's the decision they come down to.
And it's not as if United with Ten Hag suddenly play 4-4-2, long ball, smash it up to the big man, and got players running off them. That's how they don't play that way at all. They're like now are very becoming a good footballing side, but that is a strange one. It's very strange.
Have you seen in the week? I don't know how true it is or just paper, but I saw Neville was tweeting about it, about this £200,000 a week wage cap that they want to install.
What, in United?
Yeah. So going forward, no one can earn over 200 grand a week, basically. So it's called like the Athletic had it, and it was called the Ronaldo rule, quote unquote, that Ten Hag wants to put in place.
Don't do it again. Yeah.
At the moment, you've got, I think it was Sancho 350. You've got
that is mental. What, Sancho? I've not even thought about Sancho, and he's hardly playing, and he's on that. That is mental.
There was an article I read. It was I can't remember. I think it was might have been a Twitter article that had been reposted on there, and it was basically saying that Martinelli, Saka, basically all of Arsenal's strikers, get paid equivalent to 350. It was something mad like that. Yeah. But this is what happens when you sign. So this was Neville's argument. 200 grand a week, fine. It's a ridiculous amount of money, but so it was Casemiro as well was on 300k, something like that, and then I think Anthony and Rashford were on 200, basically, blah blah blah. He goes, all well and good, but it's so drastic because that automatically rules you out signing any megastars. He was saying Mbappe won't go, Rice won't come, you can't get Bellingham, you can't get them players because they're going to want.
It's not a similar story, but. Yeah, we've said that about Tottenham. I'm sure you said about Arsenal, but exactly what you're saying. If Rashford's on, for example, 250, Sancho's on 350, and they try and sign whoever, Mbappe comes in, Rashford's going, right, I want 300k. Sancho's going, right, I want 400k. Like, it just, it's not a healthy way to structure a football club, I don't think.
Well, it's just that will always be the case, because I remember even now Arsenal were trying to get Martinelli and Saka to sign new deals. I don't know what they're on, but someone like Pepe, who was signed for £72 million, if you're his agent at the time, signed for 72 million, on the record transfer fee at your club, you need to pay me the best.
I should be on the highest ever.
So then he gets like 180, and Saka's sitting there like probably like 20k.
Playing every minute, playing really well.
Exactly. Every game.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think. It's ridiculous. But
so I imagine, like, I don't know, for Spurs, for example, that Ndombele was probably came in and was like 150k, and then Kane's like,
come on, mate.
Well, come on, then give me 400k then.
No, I mean, not that. I don't know if that has it, but we've had this same conversation, and like even when Ali Eriksson, we had that little moment. Yeah, I'm sure they had all the very similar conversations, but
I mean, it's a good rule in principle, but then they were saying basically going forward. So De Gea is on 375, I think, something ridiculous like that. But then he did sign that 5 years ago, so once he then because his contract runs out in 6 months. Once he renews in 6 months, his maximum he can get paid is 200k. So do you take a 175 pay cut?
Yeah, or do you find somewhere else? Even if they pay you 50 grand less, you could like the money. You're going to do it, aren't you?
We'll have to pay Sancho over 5 years of that.
Yeah, that's crazy, Sancho.
But if you think United have had, I think the reason they're doing it is obviously gets everyone more on an equal level playing field. Really.
No, in principle, it sounds like a
and
smart
you would
decision.
think you could live on 200k a week.
I think
just
so,
about.
just about, yeah.
But they've made horrific decisions on that before. Like you got your Lukaku's, your Alexis Sanchez's.
Well, Cavani must have been on big wage,
and just
Di Maria when he came in,
things like that. But as much as it pains me to say, United, I mentioned a couple of podcasts, they are looking They're level on points now with Newcastle. Game in hand.
I've got here. They won 2 more. They've won 2 more games than Newcastle as well. They've won 11. Newcastle won 9. They've only lost 4. The defence, they've only conceded 20 goals. They haven't scored like massive amounts, but yeah, like you said, they just look solid, don't they?
And with it's quite funny, isn't it? Because Arsenal and Man City both play United and Spurs the next 2 games, so they've got a big say on what will happen at the top of the league. I mean, if United win their game in hand on Newcastle, they're only they're only 4 points off City.
Well, that's then are they looking? I mean, they probably are anyway, but yeah, are they looking above? Are they looking at Arsenal City and going, right, let's chase them down? And it's probably not a bad way to go about it, is it? Right, chase them and we'll fall wherever we fall between it. But
if you look below you, they're 2 points above you, game in hand. Like they're in a really good spot, and impressively for them, look, against Liverpool, they're 7 points above Liverpool. Are we even going to mention Chelsea?
No, yeah.
10 points above them, sitting in 10th. We will get on.
I'd be more worried about Fulham, wouldn't you, really, than Chelsea?
They're proper West London club.
Yeah. Chelsea just battling mid-table at the minute, but
saying that, Man City are an absolute
juggernaut.
That's the word.
With a juggernaut up front.
So, going back to midweek, sort of a review of the week, they've beat Chelsea twice in a week. 1-0 at Stamford Bridge, and then the demolition of last night. I know it was changed teams.
It was a training game, and it was not even worth talking about.
Going back to the midweek game, Chelsea, I know they've got injuries. Oh, let's all cry for Chelsea. No, I could not. They're the last club we will ever feel sorry for on this podcast is Chelsea. But City 0-0 at half-time. Maybe under a little bit of pressure. I know Chelsea at the post. But they weren't playing great, Man City. There was a chance, man. You could have thought Chelsea, maybe they could nick something. Maybe they could get a draw. I think 5 minutes into the second half. Well, it was half time, wasn't it? He made a double sub, took off Cancelo and Walker. Brought on, was it Lewis and was it Ake? And then about 10 minutes into the second half, he then brought on Grealish and Mahrez. Just like £200 million of talent, just whack on.
Yeah, you talk about wages and price tags, then there you go, bloody hell.
And surprise, surprise, ball gets pushed across Grealish, squares it across, and Mahrez scores. So that's the juggernaut about this. Just comparing to what Arsenal did in the week when they were at Newcastle on the ropes. And Newcastle a good team, and all Arsenal could do was take Ben White off and put Tomiyasu on. That was it. That was,
and it's not even worth like Tottenham aren't even in the conversation. But yeah, we're even worse than that. So, like you said, Arsenal top of the table and battling, but they are against as supreme power, aren't they? They're ridiculous. And
City make a host of changes yesterday. No De Bruyne, no Haaland. 4-0. Still, I know Chelsea were just looking absolutely shocking at the moment.
And Chelsea. I mean, the game when they lost 1-0, Chelsea's team at the end was like just seemed like an under-21s team. Loads of injuries and here, there, and everywhere. But they were far better than what they showed in the cup game, weren't they? They were shocking. But
Man City will have the thing right between their teeth coming into the weekend because they know if they get a win, that goes to 2 points, the gap at the top. Arsenal then away at Spurs, who've got a checkered record there recently, knowing that if it is 2 points, if it's 3 points, if Arsenal get a draw or whatever,
then level or one,
then they play again. Then I think it's Thursday week that City then played Spurs and got the chance to go top with a win.
Yeah.
I mean, Spurs will normally win because they always beat City, but the year that we actually needed...
hopefully this year we lose 5-0. Kane's still in North London, can't find his bus ticket.
But should we talk about Chelsea? And
just a bit on City, really. It sort of leads into the Chelsea chat, but they obviously battered Chelsea home in the Cup. That's 5 wins in a row against Chelsea now. 5 wins in all comps, home and away. That's 5 wins. That's again, like we're talking about Chelsea now, but for Chelsea Football Club, that is nothing. They just don't accept that, and like what we're going to talk about, I don't think they'll accept Potter for much longer.
Are they still the best team in the world technically?
According to a certain few people that we know, I don't think.
They still got that badge, that stupid badge where you beat like the second best team in Mexico.
Yeah, well, they're definitely not the best team in Europe, let alone the Premier League. So where are they? Look, 10th in the league.
I mean, I'll talk a bit more about Chelsea later on in the pod because I'll talk about it now because they are. Spoiler alert. They are my loser of the week. I'm going to go. I might as well start now. I just look.
Yeah, no, let's go. Let's go into Chelsea.
Chelsea have that. They seem to have it every 5-6 years, and they just have a disaster season where they just finish like 10th or 12th. They did it with Mourinho.
Yeah,
they
won when they won the Champions League. They finished mid-table, didn't they? So ridiculous. But obviously, totally forgot about when they won the Champions League.
So Chelsea are now out the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and they're 10th in the Premier League, and it's January. I mean, 10th in the Premier. You can get knocked out of cup competitions, but Chelsea have always been we're a mercenary club. Just we don't care about trophies, winning. We don't care about football we play. We don't care who owns us, where our money comes from, who gets killed to get our money. They just love it. So where are they? They are 10th, 25 points. They're below Brentford, below Brighton, below Fulham. I mean, Fulham have been fantastic, and they lose to Fulham on Thursday.
Yeah.
My God.
Which is quite easy. Yeah. Fulham are quite good and even better at home, so
although
could easily quite happen.
Big Mitrovic is suspended.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, so does that mean no? Carlos.
Carlos could be there, or Willian. Oh, can you imagine?
Oh, yeah, a little Willian double.
Willian.
No, yeah, similar to Chelsea. 1 win in 8 in all comps. 1 win.
Oh, I've got
6 losses, I think. Or 5 losses.
I've got the games here, Jack. Let me read them out to the listeners. Scrolling through my notes quickly.
Jim, Reese, if you're listening, make sure you turn the volume up.
So, 1 second. It's the last page. Here we go. So.
And Liam, you little Irish Chelsea man.
And Jordan Johnson as well.
Yeah, JJ.
Brentford away 0-0. Not disastrous. Man United at home 1-1. Yeah, okay, so it's not disastrous. Red Bull, RB Salzburg, sorry.
Not even Leipzig either. Not even the best Red Bull.
2-1 away win, decent. Here we go. Brighton away 4-1 loss. Dynamo Zagreb 2-1 Champions League win, and then it's Arsenal loss 1-0 at home. City away 2-0 in the EFL Cup. Newcastle away lose 1-0. Beat the worst team in the Premier League, Bournemouth.
Ever. Worst team ever.
Draw to Forest, lose to City. I mean, there's some tough games in there, but they're just...
That is tough. When you read it out,
they've been so drab, though. Look at the goals they've scored. They've scored... Just talking... I'm going to take the Champions League out, but 1 against Forest, 1 against Brighton, 1 against United. So they didn't score against Brentford. Didn't score against Arsenal. The Arsenal game, they were pants.
Yeah, but even that Forest game was on telly, wasn't it? When
Forest were shocking.
Big Surge pops up, but they were awful, and that's and yes, like you said, they played some hard teams, but they've been rubbish in all those games and all those fixtures.
They spent £300 million in the summer under Ted Bowley. Is it Ted Bowley?
Yeah, or Todd
Bowley. Yeah.
Yeah, 300 million summer spent. I think at the moment another. I don't know how much in.
The whole thing is. Oh, that's not including.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. 300 million summer, about 60 million so far, plus whatever Nkuku costs, and then they're possibly going to get João Felix. There's a lot of talk with him, like £11 million loan deal. Well, yeah, it's all happening.
It might just be a Twitter thing, and it's all online, a bit of banter and that, but. If you've seen it with Chelsea, they just seem to. If Arsenal get linked for someone, then United get linked for someone, and then Chelsea we'll put a bid in.
No, but that's what they do.
Same with was it Richarlison? They tried to nick it. Was Rafinha?
They've done it with Willian. They do it all the time.
This Midrich Arsenal apparently after. And it was João Felix that Man United are after. They're just going to pay the money.
Yeah, that is what happens. Like I'm sure it's happened way more than we've even aware of. But yeah, they do. They not just Chelsea, but a lot of the teams with lots of the money. They go, whoever like Tottenham. Fulham, whoever, they all want this player. Suddenly, all right, it's 20 million. All right, we'll pay 30 million. There you go. Come to us, and yeah, it's happened plenty of times. But yeah, I mean, they are definitely splashing the cash and not worried about spending money. So,
I mean, since Abramovich has left, times look tough at Chelsea at the moment. Yeah. Whether it's a culture thing that's changed, they've that winning at all costs has changed, and it's different around the club. I mean, yeah, they have been unfortunate, but every club gets injuries, and Chelsea probably got 1,000 players out on loan. I don't feel sorry for them.
No,
they've got a nice youngster out on loan who I always rated. What's his name? I've forgot his name now. He's out on loan at Leverkusen.
Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi, that's the one. Yes. Caltech 10. Give these players a chance. They've just signed just nonsense all the time. They always have. for all this money, they've got too many players for me ever to feel sorry for them. Oh, we got these injuries, and they're playing kids. Didn't you win the Youth Cup?
Yeah,
for
every year
for 10 years. With all these
Constantly,
players, the only players that I can remember came through who were any good were Reece James, Mason Mount, or the only ones who've stayed.
Exactly. There's a bit of loads.
Tomori went out.
Izzy Brown
Mark Gay went out. He didn't even play for Chelsea, and they made like 20 million off him.
They won the Youth Cup.
Tammy,
they also
Solanke.
won the Youth League, like Champions League Youth League, which is like so hard to win, and they were always in the final, and they've always had talent, but like you
World's
said, they
most
always
expensive
get sold.
goalkeeper in goal. You've got the ex-best player in the world, Jorginho in midfield.
Yeah, you got Money Mace.
You've got Mr. Mr. Swag himself, Pierre-Emerick. Swag. You got him.
Yeah, you got LeBron James of soccer. Christian Pulisic.
Oh.
Yeah, no, like you said, I do not feel sorry for Chelsea one bit.
No, just for me, like I think we said one of the I said it in the opening pod of the show of the series, and it was I just fancy Chelsea to just have a shocker because Tuchel didn't look interested. They got the fans singing for Tuchel back. Like
he signs a player, then gets sacked. So that can't be good for anyone.
I just can't see Potter getting out of February alive. I can't see him. I mean, they were saying you should give him time. Like I do think he should get some more time because he has been unfortunate. But
I think any other club, everyone would be like, 100%, give him time, give him a go, year, 2 years, see how he does. But at Chelsea, it just doesn't happen. And I know they got a new owner and whatever, all the rest of it, but it just doesn't happen. I'm not having it. I know he sort of maybe said it tongue in cheek, but I think Potter, could actually be gone very, very soon.
I just don't think his face fits,
No, not at all.
He doesn't have that pedigree of winning trophies like they normally go for. They normally go for a big name. But then I was speaking to my dad about it last night. Where do they go? Just for his instance, they lose a couple of games. Potter goes. He goes, do they go get John Terry in for 6 months? I mean, fans would love that, wouldn't they? Typical get an absolute wrong. I said we might get Fat Frank back.
Get Frank back.
He'll be sacked.
Get Dyche in for 6 months.
But their next 2 games are Fulham away and Palace at home. Right.
Yeah, I might have said here I think I said last week that they should win those games. But look at it now, Fulham away, Palace at home. I don't the form they're on, the way Chelsea are playing. I can't see 2 wins, and then they've got Liverpool. So
I mean, I think they'll beat Palace at home.
They should do, but they've been absolutely awful. They could lose against Fulham, beat Palace, lose against Liverpool, and Potter could be well and truly gone.
Could be expelled from Hogwarts.
Banished.
But it's looking like no trophy for Chelsea this year, and that's all they ever bang on about.
Yes, nice to see.
City in 10th. Will they make Europe? So Europe is 7th place. They're sitting in 10th. So the 7th is
Fulham at the minute.
Yeah, 7th is Fulham, and it's the what's it called?
Gold Conference.
Conference League.
Reece
was saying when he wants to get in it because they've never won.
They've never won. They want to go rubbish. Well, probably wants to get relegated so they win the championship.
Yawn.
I think they'll make it? You would say yes, but honestly, the way they are, the squad, the current form, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all if someone like Fulham, Brighton, or even possibly Brentford are thinking that way. They could nick in there. What do you reckon?
I think they'll just about make it. They're surely going to have some sort of turnaround. If they sign Felix, they've got a forward that's they've got a forward basically. Because I said it on the chat. Please correct me if I'm wrong about Havertz. I don't see it.
No, not. He's not a number 9, is he? He's probably a good player, but he's not a 9.
Is he an inverted winger? Is he a 10?
But then it shows you if
I don't see
still playing him striker, it shows you the problems they have. They've got Aubameyang on the bench.
How funny was it? How funny was it on Thursday? Sterling obviously got an injury, came off. They brought on Pierre-Emerick on the 20th minute. I think it was even earlier, maybe 15th to 13th minute, whatever it was. They subbed him on the 70th minute.
Yeah, the sub got subbed.
They subbed him for Omari Hutchinson, who was a kid at Arsenal. I was like, bloody hell. Yeah. Like, what? He must just be... Well, he's obviously getting paid good money. Does he care?
Yeah, he's not worried.
He just couldn't give 2 hoots whether he plays or not. his performances he's been putting in have been pathetic.
Yeah, so just
One
bizarre,
Premier League
such a
goal all
bizarre-
season.
Such a bizarre transfer. Mental.
I've pretty much covered what I wanted, but we can end. If you've got anything else you wanted to add, we can end on a prediction.
Yeah, we do a little prediction for the United game.
Manchester United versus Manchester City. I'm gonna go. Don't want to jinx it. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 1.
Oh,
Come on, Rashford.
yeah, that's
Come on, Rashford.
heavily Arsenal bias. I think City will win. They haven't been playing brilliantly, like they're at absolute best recently, but I think they'll win 2-0. I think
2-0.
I'm going to go 2-0. Pep's going to go there, sort himself out, stop all this. You know when he plays a big team and he chops and changes it, plays a stupid formation.
Like he did against Chelsea.
Yeah. Telling Rodri to do all this round, just play your normal side and absolutely batter them 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We'll have a quick break and we'll be back with some Spurs and Arsenal chat.
Welcome back. We did just check the sound. From what we can see on the computer, it looks a bit different to what we expect, but it should sound absolutely fine. But if you did have any issues, then we apologise. But I think we're okay.
Yeah, we did play it back, and the first thing was like, oh no, I didn't change the setting. But it sounds okay.
Yeah.
The last 2 minutes looks a bit dodgy, but we do apologise.
Not sure, and it might be. You can probably hear it, but I'm a bit cold and sniffly and all that. So again, apologise for that. If you're not a fan of that, but
if you're a Chelsea fan, you're probably quite glad you didn't hear us slacking off your club for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right, moving on to the North London derby. You going?
Yes, I'm now that we beat Palace, but no, we'll be there.
Isn't it funny how football turns around? I saw your brother's tweet summed up perfectly.
I'm going to say something similar to that, but go on, go for it.
I think it was along the lines of we came here last week, all doom and gloom, lost to
Villa.
And I was adamant that you were going to lose to Palace. I was just like, there's no way they'll beat Palace away, cold evening, Vieira fired up, Zaha's going to get a goal, we're going to get a penalty.
True. I actually forgot about Vieira as well. He'd be well up for it as well. Yeah.
Gonna beat us, Vieira's going to do us a favour. Yeah. And then, I didn't even watch the game, and I just saw 1-0, and I thought, oh, here we go. So 0-0 half time, I was like, yes, come on. And then it was 1-0, and then I was like, 4-0.
Yeah.
And then I heard, Kane, 1 off the record. 2 off the record. Then he obviously scored at the weekend. Yeah. Son scoring. Arsenal drawing to Newcastle. Yeah. Here comes Spurs back 4. And then he goes, now I think we finished third and win the FA Cup.
Yeah. But it's basically that. It was like you said, gloom and doom, and you want everybody dead who's related to Tottenham. And now, like you said, we're going to win the FA Cup and beat Arsenal 3-0. So,
well, I wouldn't be surprised if you beat us, because Arsenal haven't won at Spurs since 2014.
Yes, and what a goal it was.
The Rosicky screamer.
It was that scream, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I found that. I thought, is it that goal?
After about a minute. But I think I said this to my friends and Jack, that I do think fate is going to come and hit Arsenal in the face like it normally does at Spurs. Kane is 1 goal off the record, and what perfect way to do it, like he did for England, then equal the record with a penalty, and then break it with a penalty.
Could be. I'd try to find.
He's going to get a penalty on Sunday.
Like how many penalties he scored against Arsenal, but his record.
It's 7, I think.
Oh, is it 7?
7, yeah.
So he scored 14, and I think in 16. Let me check that. Yeah, so Kane has scored 14 goals in 16 North London games in the league alone, and you're saying 7 pens. That could be cut. I don't know, but. Yeah, his record is very, very good.
Because I know he scored 1 earlier in the season. I think it was about 7. I think it was 7 or 8. I had the number battered around my head somewhere. But he's hitting form right. I feel a bit sorry for Kane, to be honest. Like, he's having, arguably, maybe he's like his second best. I think his best season probably was lockdown season when he won. Didn't he win Golden Boot and the assist thing? Like his personal.
Yeah, in terms of pure goals, he's absolutely unbelievable.
And he's not really getting a chatter because Haaland's just on a different level.
Yeah.
And Kane, how good were them both goals on
Palace goals.
the second one especially.
And that
That's a typical Kane goal where he just...
Was that the one he first touched and banged it across? Was that his?
Where he took a touch. No, he's got the header. The one I'm talking about is the shot across the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
It just looks so easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like he makes it look so easy, but it's so hard. Did he take a touch or just hit it first time?
No, he took a touch and then banged it straight across. But like you're saying, it looks so easy, and you think, oh yeah, like a goal, of course, yeah, striker should score. But I mean, I talk about it similar to you, my loser of the week, and you see tonight Arsenal playing Oxford, and you see across the weekend, but strikers and football players in general miss so many opportunities to score. I'm not saying Kane scores them all, but I think we undervalue that ability to score a goal and how good it is. And Kane, and Haaland obviously, and yes, other players in the past, but yeah, Kane's ability to score goals is ridiculous. Like it's really, really quite good to see. I'm glad he plays for us.
I'm not. So Spurs, do you reckon they'll have? I'll put it here. What do you reckon your back three will be?
I think it'll be Romero, Dyer,
Davis.
Either or, to be honest. I would maybe say Davis, but yeah, Longley or Davis. There's no real, for me. There's no real difference, but I would think maybe Davis on history, and you right, solid Davis, but yeah, either one of those, Davis or Longley.
Perisic, Doherty.
Perisic, probably Doherty at the minute. Højbjerg and Bentancur if he's fit and ready. And then the front three.
Kulusevski will be back.
Son, Kane, and hopefully, Kulusevski's
He'll be back. He'll be back for that.
But Brian Gill's doing alright.
It was a nice assist though. I said it was nice.
He
assist,
actually did play well against Palace, which is frightening. But yeah, I keep thinking he's like 17, 18. He's alright. He's got time. Not only he's still got time. He's only 21, but
he's older than Saka.
He looks about 14. He's unbelievable. I don't know. He's even at Tottenham, but yeah, he did alright against Palace.
So historically at Spurs, when Spurs play Arsenal, they always have a fast. Like I think when your brother came on the pod, and we had the North London preview before. The games normally go with the home team, and it's normally a fast start for the early goal, 10, 15 minutes in.
Bit of pressure.
Spurs have failed to score a goal in the 12 of their last 13 first halves across all competitions. The only exception being against Leeds in November.
When we went 1-0 down anyway.
If you don't have this fast start, then I would feel a bit more confident Arsenal can get something out of it. But it's whether Arsenal can weather a storm of 20 minutes of bombardment, goal kicks get given as penalties and things like that. I just don't go into it with much confidence because of our track record there. I would really love us to go there and put a statement down. Because
I think you got hit. You've lost 4 out of 4 at the new stadium, which is not good at all. And yeah, but then there's always like records and stats are there to be broken, aren't they? So it could be.
I mean, let me just try and think what the first one was lockdown. I remember Lacazette scored a banger, and then
there's no fans. Was it?
Yeah, no fans. Yeah. Kulusevski, Kolasinac just gave away a shocker pass to Son, who then rounded Martinez and scored, and then Alderweireld scored the winner. The second one was
it I think limited?
With limited fans, yeah. When Kane scored and Son scored that banger from like 25 yards out, curled it in. And then was it last year? We lost another one?
Yeah, it's 4 somewhere along the lines. But obviously last year when we had Cedric. Paul Tierney was playing number 10 for Spurs.
I go back to that back four. Yeah, we had Ramsdale goal was fine, but we had Cedric, Holding, a patched up Gabriel, and I think it was Xhaka left back.
Yeah. Holding's getting a run out tonight, isn't he?
El Neni in midfield. Oh, it's just trash. But no, I really hope we can put a marker down, especially if City. If City do United, then if Arsenal are going to be, because Arsenal aren't going to be challengers for more than 3 more weeks. They're not. But I really hope they are. But if they serious about this and they put the balls on the table and be like, right, 6 points against Spurs and United, like City will do probably.
That's what I'm thinking now. Like trying to be level-headed is that, if you're not necessarily going to win the league this year, but if you've changed, if there's been a noticeable change at Arsenal and a big difference, then you beat us, and like you said, 6 points against us, then that is huge. Because like we said before, you win at home, we win at home, and it
always cancels itself out. Yeah,
it's 3 points for each side, and is what it is, and you move on. But I think
sorry to interrupt there, if Arsenal put in a performance like they did, like they would normally do at the Emirates against Spurs, would that turn? You think the majority of the fans hostile against Conte, or would it be more aimed at Levy? Or
I think that's what we spoke about.
If it just for his instance, Arsenal, you play your usual first half dross, Arsenal 2-0 up, something like that.
Like the home game, basically.
They go on to win, I don't know, 2-1, 2-0, it's dross Spurs.
What
do you reckon that atmosphere would be like?
I think we said it's going to be toxic anyway. It's going to be a lot of angry men and women, to be fair, in that stadium before kick-off, regardless of what happens. So, yeah, if it goes down, we're terrible, we're losing, we go 1-0 down, or we're just awful, I think it could be quite vile in there. And, it could be aimed at Levy, Conte, the players. Probably arguments between the home fans anyway. So, what they called? Burton Ash? No, what are they called? Ashburton Army. If they're walking down the high street, I would not want to be any of those young men in the Ashburton Army.
But on the flip side, if you do like you haven't done your last 13 games and start well, then everyone forgets about it, don't they?
Oh,
and they go home happy. Yeah.
We'd definitely have one of those years, but if we beat Arsenal and, like you said, just go at them and it's like a proper derby game, then that is totally irrelevant. Yeah, totally forgotten about. Yeah.
So Kane to overtake Jimmy Greaves' record, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I've got here Greaves 379 games and 266 goals, and Kane 412 games and 265 goals.
It's not bad, is it?
He's not bad at all, is it? Is he your Tottenham GOAT?
Has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be. Has to be like, and he's going to beat the Spurs all-time record, and if he stays in the Prem and plays 3 or 4 more seasons at the rate he's going, he'll equal or be very close, if not beat it, whatever, to the Alan Shearer's record. So, his goal scoring, like I said, his goal scoring ability is ridiculous.
So I don't know if I mentioned it before on the pod, but I think this summer I do think the boat's passed, but do United break the bank and go get him?
No, I like you said, I think...
Do you think it's wise for them, or do you think he's 29 in the summer?
No, I think, like you said, they're looking at Verkhorst and these players. Kane, bloody hell,
How many years he got left in his contract? 2? 3?
I'm sure.
Because he signed a new deal, didn't he? He signed a new deal after he had this...
Yeah, when he didn't go to City, he signed a new deal.
After he had his golf day with Neville.
Yeah.
Couldn't get his move.
No, yeah, but to be honest, I know United they want to be at the back of the top, and getting a player like Kane would help them massively, but I think he would only go to... I don't know, saying that, I'm agreeing with what I just said, in that if he went to United, he probably would push him up even higher, so I don't know. Because I was going to say that if United were battling for the top 2 positions, then Kane would go there tomorrow, but yeah, I don't know, it's a tough one. I wouldn't say he'd go now, though, not in the summer.
If United get top 4, Spurs don't win a trophy, just say that for example. I just think United's the only team in the Premier League, and I can only ever see Kane going to another Premier League team. I can't see him moving abroad.
No.
That United would be the only team that would go for him.
I think I said it before. He would have definitely gone in the Ferguson era.
Yeah,
definitely, without a doubt. But like Berbatov had, Carrick did, and I don't know. I think City or United, if he was to go, but I think, like you said, I think it's gone. I think that
the ship
maybe sadly for him, that ship has sailed.
So just a bit on Spurs quickly. Into the 4th round, beat Portsmouth in an absolute snooze fest.
Blockbuster, isn't it?
Wow.
I suppose we can sort of mention the FA Cup as we go, but bloody hell, that game was bad.
12:30 when it was.
If you were not a Tottenham or Portsmouth fan or liked either of those teams, I would not be anywhere near watching that game.
I watched the first half and was like, I actually don't want to watch the second half. I think I just listened to some music instead.
Listen to white noise in my bedroom. It was so bad.
Nice little goal though, wasn't it, for him?
Yeah, brilliant. Again, goal scoring. Harry Kane's ability to score a goal is ridiculous, and that was the difference, obviously, between the two sides. But yeah, just awful. And you just think, like, Portsmouth at home, play 4 at the back, play 2 holders, we'll go 3 in front of them, attack the team. But yeah, it was quite bad, to be honest. Really, really was quite bad. And even from Portsmouth, they I think they had like 9,000 fans there. I don't think they offered nothing going forward. It was just a really poor game. As Tate is berating the silent TV as Saka
being penalised for a shoulder barge.
Fouls again.
Talking about fouls and Arsenal players. Should we get on to that bit?
Yeah,
now?
Let's do it.
We got a couple of questions. Should we move into the questions now?
We've got a couple, didn't we? So.
Well, before we move into the questions,
have you got them more?
I've got them. Yeah. Do you want to do a prediction?
Yeah, I'm gonna Tottenham Arsenal. I think we are going to play much better. I do think there's been a change at Arsenal. They're not going to be, like we can say, the same Arsenal when they come to Tottenham. I think 2-2.
2-2.
Because although we'll be different and we'll play better, we are still not a good side. So I think 2-2.
I'm not going to go with my heart and go with my head. I'm going to go to probably the most common scoreline at the Lane. Spurs 2, Arsenal 1.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll win, but I'm more confident than I was last week, definitely. And but if we did win, it wouldn't be that much of a shock, really, unless you were brilliant and you batter us. Like
I said, these derby games always cancel each other out, which we won, and obviously you want to get your own back now.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, I don't
Spurs. I don't think if you can't get motivated for this game, if you can't play well in the first half against this game, your rivals are top. They're X amount of points above you. 10, is it? I don't know. Let's have a look at the table quickly. My maths is horrific. Wait, there's listeners. Apologies for this.
9
points. 9 points. Can make that go to 6, which then is 2 games.
Sorry, that's terrible for me. 11.
11. Oh,
you're 11 points.
That's
awful. Yeah, 11 ahead of us.
Yeah, so going to get that back down to 8 points. You beat City back to back, so.
Total charges on.
Then your total charges on. That's how quickly football changes.
No, I think 2-2. I think we'll be possibly leading the game. I think, like you said, Kane will get a goal or 2.
Yeah.
But no, I think 2-2, and we'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
If we see a much better performance, I think we'll be quite happy.
Scenes Eddie hat-trick.
No, if Eddie scores and wins the game for Arsenal, that is me out.
You stamping your
pod
foot
over. Yeah. Season ticket on the pitch. I'm out.
Have you seen that Wigan fan who someone tweeted him saying, "Oh, James Brown, whatever your name is, I found your season ticket holder. So I found your season ticket. It was dropped by the bin. Do you want it back?" And he goes, "Nah, keep it."
Optics.
So talking about these questions, DJ Darren, out the blue. Unprovoked.
Yeah.
How many fouls will it take for Xhaka to get a yellow card? Arsenal haven't played the weekend. This has been building up.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a premeditated question, but no, I know he's joking that, but it does those sort of players, not just Xhaka. It's happened.
Some stats.
Go on.
I saw this and was like, right, got some stats for this. Xhaka this season, 17 games. 12 fouls, 3 yellows. Harry Kane. 18 games, 12 fouls, 4 yellows.
So he's got 1 more yellow.
Played 1 more game.
Okay.
Kane is
made the same amount of fouls. So
yeah, there we go. Kane is what do you call it? What do they call Casemiro the other day? They will call the players who get away with stuff like is it like defender of the dark arts? Is that Harry Potter? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Master of the dark arts.
Yeah.
Kane knows how.
That's Xhaka though. Xhaka.
No, but Xhaka gets caught out of it. I remember one game specifically was against Villa last season, and Xhaka made a foul in Villa's corner flag and made a foul, and the ref booked him, and he was like, "What?" And the ref went 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple fouls. That was his first foul. He's one of them players who
the ref knows before, 100%.
Arsenal fans call it. Like if someone gets booked for a card and they're like, "Oh, what if Xhaka did that?"
Yeah.
My prime example will be the Harry Kane yellow card he got against Liverpool last season. You know,
the
when
tackle. Yeah, it was a bad tackle. Yeah, it was a terrible.
He got booked for that.
But it could have been on a nicer
If
bloke.
that was on Robert. Yeah, if that was Xhaka, that's a straight away. It might have red.
I also do think Skip the other night at Palace. I thought that was a shocker. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, a bad tackle, just nothing was given. I think he got booked for it, or whatever. But
so this was this all time. Granit Xhaka, 275 fouls. This is all time Premier League.
Okay.
55 yellows, 4 reds. Harry Kane, 287 fouls, 36 yellows, 0 reds.
Yeah, but he's not going 2 foot at knee height on. I don't understand.
Kane will never ever see red.
No, he doesn't need to.
No, but he's definitely put in a red card challenge once in his career.
No, not my watch.
Do you know what he gets? He gets away with it. He never takes his shirt off, does he, when he scores?
No, yeah, he's got
2 cents.
He's got a bad rig, I think. He has got the abs.
No, I think Xhaka has been guilty of being very clumsy. The thing with Xhaka, he's very clumsy and unsubtle when he makes his fouls.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like Man City are the best team in it. They rotate the fouls.
Yeah, but Arsenal were brilliant. They introduced that to English football with Wenger. They introduced that whole style of playing that. All right, Arsenal might be winning 1-0. Their team attacks and they just get fouled in the halfway line. It was Gilberto, and then 2 minutes later it was Vieira. Then a minute later it was like Perez or something. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not comparing the two, or it was different eras. And Arsenal were a cracking team back in the Invincibles, and they could get away with a lot more. Vieira got sent off 3 times, I think, in Invincible year. That's like, I think he played like 28 games, missed like 10 games before suspension. I mean, we could get away with it, but that was Xhaka. And he got sent off 10 times for Arsenal.
They'll miss 10 games, yeah.
But he got sent off 10 times in his whole career for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Xhaka's nowhere near. They get like 5. Like, how many games you miss? And he gets such a bad rep for it.
Yeah.
And obviously Vieira was a far better player and whatnot, and we could get away with it because we had better players. But I think he does get a bit of a bad rep for. And some of the when he goes through some of the red cards he got, you think that's like an orange or yellow. Like if it's nice old Harry Kane, it's a yellow card. But
no, it does have. It does. Like teams have those players, don't they? Obviously, Xhaka is example for Arsenal, but yeah, it seems to always be a centre fielder, holding player that just does niggly little fouls constantly, and the ref seems to do nothing about it until it's the 80th minute in the second half, and he does the classic, there, yellow card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always happens.
Top of my head, Jordan Henderson's one of them people who get away with.
Milner.
Shearer used to get away with murder.
Made a career out of it, Milner. Yeah. I mean, there's probably mine's gone blank, but like Robbie Savage used to just run around kicking people. Joe Barton.
And every single United player that ever played under Fergie got away with it.
Neville used to just boot people for a living. Like, yeah, it does happen.
Right, we've got a couple more questions.
Yep.
So 2 from James Griff. These are from last week, but he posted them as we were recording, so we didn't quite see them. Thoughts on Sky Sports Junior's idea?
I didn't actually see this, but I've seen. Isn't it where they were like basically youngsters were commentating on the game or something? Yeah, I am totally against it. And also, if you're going to do that, Fan Zone was by far a better option, or was more enjoyable if you were watching it and you decided to tune into that. Then yeah, Fan Zone for me. What about yourself?
My thing on it is actually, this wouldn't surprise you. Come on, Tierney.
Tierney down the left.
Oh, unlucky.
No.
Was when I was a kid. My birthday's in July, so there was never any Arsenal games on in the summer. My dream, I don't know why I wanted it, when I was like a kid, like 6, 7, was to have all my friends round to watch Arsenal, commentate on the game, just pretend to commentate. So I was like, that'd be like my dream to do that as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know who would watch that apart from their
Kids.
Families.
Yeah, true.
I don't even kids would watch it because.
No. Why would they?
I'm not being funny. If you're watching a game and it's Spurs versus Liverpool and you're 6. Your dad's got the remote.
Yeah, so true.
Your dad's not going
so true.
You're not going to watch it.
Yeah.
So it's a nice idea.
Yeah.
I'd like to know the viewing figures, where I bet they were like a landslide. It was like 98 and 2% on it.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't think about it like that. But yeah, like you said, when you're young, you watch football with a parent, and yeah, they'd be watching it properly as such with the normal commentator. So yeah, it's obviously something different. They're trying something different, but for me, no, not for me.
Yeah. And his second question, non-football related.
Oh, here we go.
Would you rather speak 10 languages or be able to speak to animals?
I quite like this one. You start us off, go
on. 10 languages.
Easy.
I don't particularly like animals, so I can avoid them.
Yeah, I think I'd do, yeah, it's a good question, I suppose.
What if it was 3 languages?
And what, you could speak to any animal?
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be quite funny, but no, languages for me are surely got to be. I don't know, but if you're the only person in the world that could talk to animals, you'd be
Parcel tongue.
Yeah. you would be world famous, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So I mean, don't get me wrong, any language is brilliant, but 3 languages there's millions of people that can do that. So maybe I would go for the animals, get a career out of speaking to some hippos. Yeah, good question, Griff.
And a nice question from Andy Boyden.
Oh yeah, sorry, Andy. Very late, but you did message in quite an angry tone. It was your birthday the other week, and we actually missed to give him a shout. So here's your belated happy birthday.
And while we're on the note of birthdays, apologies for that, Andy Boyden. I'd like to shout out the GOAT, Malum 5.
Oh, of course,
his
tonight.
birthday
Today even, yeah. Sorry.
Although Jim did think it was in September.
Yeah, the older one.
Great shout from Jim.
Yeah.
But no, it is in fact his 29th birthday today.
Yes,
so
happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, GOAT. Lots to look forward to this year, big man. Andy, nice question this. And actually, I didn't know this. So I learnt this yesterday when I read this. Can you name the 8 teams in the first Champions League? And that is why the Champions League logo has 8 stars on it.
Right. I mean, I'm going to be guessing first Champions League. So Champions League, obviously not European Cup and
yeah. I don't know. I haven't even done that much research on it. I'm assuming just the Champions League.
Yeah, one interesting. No, I would say a couple of Italian teams, maybe.
There's only one from each from each country. Yeah.
Top league.
So there
Juve?
No.
No, I mean, I'm guessing. I'm gonna No, interested to tell me. Go on.
Club Brugge.
That was never coming out.
Scott Parker's team.
Spain, is it one of the big dogs from Spain?
No Spain in there.
Oh, really?
Marseille. Milan. So AC. PSV. Porto. CSK Moscow. Rangers, and then the Swedish team Gothenburg, if I
Gothenburg or whatever. Yeah, oh mate, none of those teams were coming out of my mouth.
And apparently, each one of them teams equal a star on the badge or the logo.
Interesting. I never knew that. Yeah, I would never guess those teams, but yeah, Rangers.
No, I know. It's just a completely random question, and no, thank you very much for that, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Right, should we go on to winners and losers? Is that? Have you got?
I don't mind. Maybe do you want a quick mention of the FA Cup?
Yeah.
Now
should we have a quick break?
We'll have a little break and we'll come back, have a little chat.
To the FA Cup, and then we'll go for FA Cup, and we'll do the winners and losers.
Yep,
of
let's
the
do
week.
it. Yeah, so we'll talk about a little bit about the FA Cup. Tate, do you got anything to say?
Yeah, so Arsenal are obviously playing now. They're 23 minutes in 0-0. So that's the last round of the FA Cup. The last fixture to play. Sorry, I absolutely messed that up. You can see I'm not very good at multitasking when Arsenal are playing. But 8 Premier League clubs have been knocked out in this third round, and that's the most top-flight clubs to go out at this stage since 2007. Which was the last season to see a side from outside the Premier League reach the final, which was Cardiff City.
It was. Yeah.
And speaking of Cardiff, we might as well start off that game. 2-0 up against Leeds, and then drew 2-1. It's a really good game, actually.
Yeah, it was alright.
Rodrigo missed a penalty.
It was good, yeah. And Leeds could have won it, like you said, missed a penalty. And
Cardiff went down to 10 minutes, a great save on the line.
Brilliant save, wasn't it? What a bit. Yeah. And you think about goalies, and I mean, it's probably a bit harsh, but some of the horrible errors they make, that bloke is just quickly reaction, a little tip round the corner. It's brilliant save.
21 years old, I think he is.
Yeah, he's only a young lad, but
great save.
He knew straight away, and I mean, what a almost good decision it was. They didn't lose the game, and he missed a penalty. So yeah.
Before we, I just want to ask you this question as well. What is your opinion on? This might sound. The fairness of VAR being used in Premier League grounds, but not in other grounds. Should you just scrap VAR for the whole tournament? You can't use it everywhere.
I think you should just for the FA Cup. If it, like you said, if it's not gonna be in every game, just scrap it and go back to what it was. That's what happened. Like Sheffield Wednesday, for example. I think their first goal or one of their goals, it wouldn't have counted. Newcastle would have drawn or won the game.
But then Newcastle's goal was miles offside as well.
And then, so then it counts itself out. But it's just like like you said, you're Tottenham home, we have VAR, and then Arsenal tonight at Oxford won't have VAR, but something could happen and go against them, go for them. It's I think just the whole tournament, scrap it. As we look at Saka, young B, I think he's right.
Young B.
Just a little impact injury.
Oh, VAR, send him off for that.
Oh, his little toenails hurt. Oh, poor Saka. But I think scrap it for the whole tournament. What do you think?
Well, I would love to get rid of VAR in genuine football, just boot it out and never to be seen again.
Yeah.
But no, I just thought I'd bring that up because obviously we're watching this game and there's no VAR on it.
Yeah.
And you got the lower league teams, and it just makes things. For me, watching them, it's not some refreshing knowing when they're scored and the referee doesn't do anything. You know it's a goal.
Yeah, they're
you
just
don't
playing
have to just
genuine. That is that. Whatever happens, happens.
So watching the highlights of Chesterfield versus West Brom, I think it was at 3-3, like an absolute cracker. They're going nuts because they know.
Yeah.
They know they've gone 3-2 up. There's nothing. There's nothing that can change that. Even though that might have been a slight offside, his toenail might have been offside, or his mate 10 minutes ago might have been offside, or there might have been a little.
Well, it's like the Liverpool game, wasn't it? 2-2 Wolves, and Wolves scored. It was ridiculous. Their way in went absolutely mental. Obviously, the players are going crazy, and I mean, I still don't know if they don't know if it was offside or not. But it was called offside because of the linesman's decision. There was not an angle on the TV and the cameras that caught it where they think it was offside, but they had to stick with the referee's decision. But that's fine. But if you didn't have VAR and he just stuck the line, they'd be like, "Oh, what a decision from the linesman." Fair enough, but it's just another example to what you're saying, really. But I mean, like you, I think surely we're better off without. We've been absolutely fine up until recently without VAR, and now all of a sudden we've got it, and it's a talking point every week. So,
I mean, some notable games I mentioned. I wanted to shout out Ipswich for beating Rotherham 4-1, beating Championship side. I think it's the first time in over 10 years they've got to the fourth round. Yeah.
Bloody hell, yeah. That's quite good.
So a shout out for them. Harry Kane scored 14 goals in his last 14 appearances in the FA Cup.
Boss. Absolute
and
boss.
Probably the biggest surprise of the lot was yesterday. Stevenage beating Aston Villa, coming from behind.
Emery.
To win 2-1. When I was watching the Man City game at the time, and they showed the goals as they came in, didn't they? Villa were 1-0 up at half time, and then it was Dendoncker, I think, got sent off. And then within 5 minutes of the red card, they were 2-1 up. A penalty and then a keeper howler from a corner, and he played it short and smashed it in near post.
Yeah.
But brilliant to see Unai Emery get knocked out of that cup competition.
Yeah, Unai is gone.
Ball.
Emery ball in full force. But I mean, I don't want to obviously FA Cup is exciting. The third round is a big moment for teams, but I don't want to sort of go ins and outs of every game. But it's just more a general thought in that. I think this year has just highlighted there's no real difference in a one-off moment in a game like Oxford Arsenal tonight. There's no real difference between the sides. I know in a season, yes, Arsenal absolutely batter Oxford. They should wipe the floor of them tonight. But you've seen some results. Cardiff 2-2 leads. Villa lose at home to Stevenage. I mean, even Southampton beating Palace 2-1.
Sheffield Wednesday beating Newcastle.
Sheffield Wednesday beating Newcastle. Are going to potentially battling for the title.
And to follow on from your point you just made, the big teams always do make 2 or 3 changes.
But even then, that team that they've made,
it should be big enough.
Yeah,
but that to me always gives a boost to the other team.
Yeah,
we can do it.
Yeah.
They think we can do it. Let's do them.
We can turn up. And again, more results. But Blackpool are battling relegation in the Championship. Yes, they played a struggling Forest side, but beating 4-1. Forest made a lot of changes, but again, that team Forest just got promoted from the Championship. They should be more than good enough. Coventry losing at home to Wrexham 4-3.
Burnley smashing Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Was it 4-2 in the end?
Boreham Wood getting a replay, drawing with Accrington. There's so many results from the weekend.
Wrexham beating Coventry, Championship Coventry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just think that there's no real difference between.
There was one
sides.
Major upset we've missed as well. Brentford losing to West Ham.
Yeah, huge. Yeah,
but that's like the form book goes at the winner, doesn't it?
No, of course.
And it must be quite refreshing for West Ham fans to just let's get us on a cup run. We're playing a Premier League team, which we always used to.
Same with Southampton. Same conversation. It gives them a bit of distraction. It could go one or two ways, and they've both won. And maybe it is a good thing, and might give them a little boost, and they come back to the Premier League, and then alright, we can actually win games, score goals here. We're good enough, and go from there.
I mean, I love the FA Cup. It's always been a competition that I've always really wanted to win, and I get really bummed out when we lose or we get knocked. Like the last 2 years, we've lost to Southampton away in the third round and Forest away in the third round again last year. Like
there's no reason for Arsenal, Tottenham, whoever to go really far. Leicester have done it. Like, yeah, there's no reason for you not to reach the
in the last 10 years. We've won it 4 times. I think we won it 2013, 2014, 2016, and 2020. 4 times in the last 10 years.
It's bloody good.
Yeah, but that's the competition that Arsenal can always go for because, like you said, I know, like you just compared, Oxford have got a chance against Arsenal. Arsenal have got a chance against Man City.
Yeah.
In a one-off game, in a cup competition, which Man City will make changes for.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper will change. De Bruyne maybe won't play. Yeah. Alvarez might start. I mean, Arsenal might make a few changes, but I'd rather, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you'd rather play a City side that's changed, whether your team's not changed or not. But yeah, no, I just think in these, like we keep saying, one-off moments, games, I think it's very much a level playing field, and teams like Oxford, Stevenage, they turn up for those big moments, don't they? So
I mean, you drew Preston.
Yeah, we got Preston away. Yeah.
I mean, the standout tie is Manchester City versus the winners of Oxford or Arsenal.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm glad. That's a bit obviously, like we're saying, very tough draw for you.
United got Reading, which I think is like the most like FA Cup United draw. That will be on TV. They always go on TV.
Do United always play at home in the cups, or what? Is that just a myth? Ridiculous.
More stat padding for Rashford.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it will be. I can't remember what the other draws were off the top of my head. Wrexham got Sheffield United, I think, at home.
Yeah, I don't think there was any. I think Boreham Wood, if they go through, they play Leeds or Cardiff. I'm not quite sure. I think Stevenage got a championship side. Like, there wasn't major.
Yeah, it wasn't. There's not major around same as this, yeah. But no, it'll be interesting. And these ties are to be played over the weekend of the 28th of January. So in 2 weeks. What time is that? 3 weeks.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think. Arsenal play off the top of my head. Spurs, United. Then it's FA Cup. And then it's back to.
But then even I know we sort of moving on, but like even the Tottenham Portsmouth game, we made some changes. We played some different players, kept Kane and Son.
Apart from Jed Spence.
But yeah, and that's another. I mean, that's a side talk. But how does Jed Spence not play 19 minutes extra time penalties against Portsmouth? Why is he? He needs to just go into Levy's office, go into Conte's office, and say, right, if I'm not going to play against Portsmouth in the FA Cup at home in the third round, I need to leave this football club now. He needs to leave today.
Do a Danny Rose.
He needs to. Like, the bloke. I mean, I didn't watch him once for Nottingham Forest, and I don't claim that he's going to be a brilliant player. But if he wants to continue on the path that he was in a career, and he could easily play in the Prem, surely. So, I do feel sorry for him. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous how he doesn't get a full game against Portsmouth and Tanganga does.
Tanganga.
Yeah.
A little bit worried, a little bit concerned. 0-0, 30 minutes.
30 minutes in. Xhaka's warming up.
Well, that midfield is Sambi and El Nino.
Lokonga, he's, yeah.
Dross. But no, I think I haven't really got much more to add on that.
No.
FA Cup.
No.
Apologies if I keep moving out the mic zone. It's because I'm multitasking.
Got one eye on Arsenal.
But I won't do that for much longer. Should we move on to the winners and losers of the week?
Yes, and I'll go first on my winner if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Purely on the basis it's related to the FA Cup. And I've gone for the winner of the week, Stevenage Borough, / their manager Steve Evans, / the bloke that scored the winner, Dean Campbell. They're flying in League 2. And like we said, Arsenal win, sorry.
Oh, I should have passed it to Eddie.
Plays it back.
Oh.
Vieira, who's that, Vieira?
It's
Tommy.
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Stevenage Borough, yeah. Like I said, flying in League 2, beat Aston Villa with 2 late goals. The winner came in the 90th minute from their number 10, Dean Campbell. He's 21, on loan from Aberdeen. Played about 8 or 9 times for Stevenage. And with that good strike, sends them into the 4th round. And sent their 3,000 travelling fans absolutely mental. And they're buzzing. Stevenage are through to the 4th round. They beat Unai Emery's Villa. So yeah,
you've got a level upset. Is that a penalty? Oh, no. It's a not good old save, isn't it? Bloody hell.
I hope it would have been given at home. It would have been given at home.
I don't know. But no, going back onto your point about Stevenage, I've got a bit of a soft spot for. Is it Steve Evans, the manager?
Steve, yeah, he's
the big lad,
a rogue manager.
Yeah, was it Leeds? Was it one of the Bristol clubs?
He's at
Rotherham.
He was
that
up
was
and down with Rotherham, but he's also. I feel like he's a football league Harry Redknapp. Like he had a bit of scandal around him and a few stories, and that he was basically avoiding tax and God knows what. But yeah, he's done quite well in the lower leagues, and again he's proving that he's good at his job, doing well for Stevenage. So
I remember that famous. There's that little clip of a minute at Wembley running up and down the touchline,
Yeah.
or running up and down to his suit, like hanging off his. He's definitely
he's-
wearing dungarees.
he's a bit of a character, I think.
There's no belt to keep him up. My winner of the week is similar to my winner of the week last week. I went with Michael Carrick and Borough, but this week I've gone for Burnley and Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, when he wins, Vincent.
And how he's come in as a young manager, first proper. I know it was at what's the Anderlecht? It wasn't Anderlecht for a bit. But this is his first English club. Raised a few eyebrows when he went to Burnley. Is he going to be good enough? Burnley the right style for him? What's company's style? Burnley were going down. They didn't have much money. And he has transformed them not only as a club, but like how they play and how they think they're going to be perceived. How he wants them to be perceived going forward.
Yeah.
Little things like this probably might mean a lot to listeners or whatever. Might think it doesn't mean anything, but I like my football kits. Burnley have always been horrific. They just have an awful kit by Puma, massive blue collar with Oakland furniture scrawled across it with Angry Birds on the arms. Yeah. Looks awful because I don't give a crap what it looks like. They've just gone for the biggest. Oh my god, the biggest. Is he on a shoot? The biggest paycheck there.
Yeah.
Doesn't care. Whack it on the back. Whack it on the kit. The kit looks awful. We don't care. They're now sponsored by Classic Football Shirts, who are like a Shoreditch.
Like
small company who are a bit hip.
Yeah.
The kit's really nice. It's got like dots on it and patterns and Umbro, and it just looks really nice. They've got a really nice home and away kit for the first time ever. It just looks Burnley are different.
Yeah.
They've got rid of a lot of their players. They've still got Ashley Barnes up top, but they now playing out for the back football. They're at the top of the championship by 5 points. They beat Premiership team Bournemouth. I know they're comfortably scoring good goals. They even conceded the goal from playing out the back. That's how confident they were. That they played a crossfield ball that was rubbish, but it got cut out, and that's what company is instilling in them.
Yeah.
And their third goal was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I didn't see it. I saw the goal they conceded.
Anas Zaroui, I think his name is.
The Moroccan, isn't he?
Yeah, born in Belgium but plays for Morocco. Double nutmeg and smashed it into the corner. And Bournemouth played pretty much their full team. I think nutmeg Lloyd Kelly is their captain and their other fullback. What a goal! And he plays on the wing. He's scored 7 goals in the championship so far. And it's just, I think they've got they're starting young players, and they're just obviously trying to rebuild the club in a different way. Credit to them. Top of the championship with 5 points.
No, I like it.
Fair enough.
Do you want to go on to your loser of the week?
My loser of the week is Chelsea. Like I didn't mention earlier.
Yeah.
I won't touch on that again, but
Chelsea as a whole, or
just Chelsea
in general,
just Chelsea Football Club. I've put here out of the FA Cup, out the Carabao Cup, 10 in the league, £300 million spent.
Yeah.
Singing Roman Abramovich's name in the stands.
Yeah, and 300 million plus what they're spending right now. So
how nice does it see the Roman Empire crumble?
Yeah,
that's that. There are my notes.
Yeah, no, I like it. My loser of the week, I've gone for Chris Wood from Newcastle. And pretty much because against Arsenal when it was 0-0 in the second half, I can't remember. It was sort of mid, maybe semi-late on. I don't know, not sure at the minute, but yeah, he missed a golden opportunity. It came to him. I don't know if you remember, Tate, but it came across him, and he's hit. I might have hit it the first time, but just blazed it. Just a nothing chance. You thought, that was a good opportunity, but you forget about it. But that moment, like we were talking about earlier about Kane, like I'm not saying Kane would have scored, but you would have put a lot of money on him to at least hit the target. And Chris Wood, I just thought. It was at that moment he knew that was it. Like he'd hit the ball, it'd gone into Rosehead. He turned around, he was like, "Well, the Saudis are gonna go and buy a new striker.
Yeah.
How's they gonna bench me for Isaac, or whatever his name is? Like, I'm never playing for Newcastle again." He just messed it totally up. And for me, that could have been the moment.
You just see, hello darkness, my old friend.
That was it. He was back to Leeds or Burnley, wherever he's come from.
He was signed to relegate Burnley. He wasn't signed to keep.
And he's like, when we talk about Newcastle and the money, Chris Wood is definitely one of those players that initial like little slight ever so slight improvement, but he'll be the first to go when they get serious and get into Europe. But yeah, Chris Wood for me, loser of the week.
Good choice that. I think that pretty much brings the podcast to a wrap. I mean, Arsenal might be loser of the week at this rate when they're 0-0 going into half time.
Yeah, not good.
Well, I'll get back for the second half. Oh my god.
Just quickly, Gareth Bale retired.
Yes, no, shout
age
out
33.
to Gareth Bale. I mean, he has been pretty much retired for 2 years now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Bar Wales, Welsh football.
Yeah, the World Cup didn't go to plan, and that was always, I think, in the back of his mind, he always knew that was going to happen, didn't he?
I mean, it's a pod for another day, but top 3 greatest British players of all time?
Bale, yeah, has to be.
I mean, we're talking.
I mean, sure, the list is a joke.
You'd have to define the eras, but in our era,
yeah, without doubt,
he's in there.
He's won everything there is to win, apart from in terms of English football, he hasn't. But yeah, he goes to Madrid, wins Champions League, scores in finals, important games, plays unbelievable in different moments in games. So yeah, Bale.
There's an argument. Yeah, does his career eclipse Ryan Giggs? Was he better than Rooney? There's arguments.
Conversations definitely there.
And one additional loser of the week is the here we go, is the Portuguese FA.
Yeah, the nation of Portugal, loser of the week, gotta be.
For hiring Roberto Martinez. Martinez or Martinez? Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez.
As the head coach manager of Portugal.
Disgrace. How has he got that job?
He fails at every job and then gets an even better job somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how he's got it.
Absolute clown.
But end on the teaser, shall we? Your question.
Yes.
Got too distracted with Arsenal.
Too much. Apologies. I can hear the listeners screaming at us.
Yes.
Right, let me repeat it again. Which former Premier League winner has been in 4 finals but only lifted the FA Cup once?
I keep thinking Chelsea, but they've won it more than once. I noticed that, G Murphy, yeah. I keep thinking Chelsea. Who's been in it 4 times and won the Prem? Obviously, Arsenal won the league.
We've won it 14 times.
Yeah, won the league, but obviously won the FA Cup plenty of times. United have also done that. City have also done that. Chelsea, I think, have done that. Blackburn, they wouldn't have got to 4 finals. Leicester up there, could be them. Liverpool would have done it easy, they've won plenty. I don't know, it's not Chelsea, but is it Leicester? I'm going to go Chelsea.
Leicester City.
Is it? Oh, it is Leicester.
Yeah.
That was only process of elimination.
Chelsea have won. I don't know how many times they've won it. They've won it a few times.
Yeah, they've definitely won it more.
No, Leicester 2021.
Yeah, but yeah, they won it recently, but I didn't know they were in it before. But yeah.
Yeah, they've Leicester the former Premier League club to go to 4 finals, but only win it once. I don't know when they lost their other 3 finals. I didn't actually do that much.
No, yeah, probably years ago, but no, good question. Like it.
Themed question for the week.
Yes.
But I thank you all for listening.
Yep.
And continue to like, share, subscribe. Share it to your friends, your family, whatever you keep doing.
Yeah. And I think it's helped that obviously everyone's back into a bit of a routine, aren't they? A bit of a schedule, and hopefully, this becomes again part of your daily ritual, whether it is or weekly listen. So yeah, thanks for listening once again.
I hope no sound issues in that first bit. Since then we have checked it. I think it looks okay.
I think it's good. I think we're good to go.
But yeah, continue to get involved on the pod, on the socials, and then get your
polls
and get your questions put on the pod, and
more questions as well. Keep sending them in. Whatever, text us, put it on the Facebook page, Instagram, wherever it is, Twitter, and we're more than willing to give our best answers.
And next time you hear us, I'll be very happy, Jack will be very happy, or
we'll see about next week.
Or we'll both be saddened.
Yeah.
We shall see. Anyway, thank you for listening and stay loyal.
Stay loyal.